Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Hey, Blind Braille buddy. What's up? What's up, guys? Yeah, happy, just so y'all know. Yeah, it's late night. Late night, let's talk pop with the AWO here, Aaron Warder. To let you know, I may do this every once in a while with Fridays, actually. No, not Fridays, Mondays. I can't believe I forgot what day it was for a second. Stupid of me. So I may do if I do this episode, if I do the show on Mondays, it'll be at night, like really late at night, like around this time, or maybe a little earlier, 11:30 around this time. Yes, that's why I'm doing this now. But like, share, subscribe. It's not much to talk about, actually. Well, it's not a lot of big news. Well, there's not a lot of entertainment news, but there is some stuff I would like to talk about. And mostly, description down below is two things, and also my title I would like to talk about also. And if you're free to come on, you're all allowed to come on. Oh my God. What the hell? Is this you, Blind Braille? What the hell? Who is this really? Isaac? Eddie? RJ? I mean, I don't even have Walk in my thumbnail. So yeah, this is basically late night. Let's talk pop in episode 4. Anthony Cheeseman, Eddie, somebody, Steve Austin, Vortex. It has to be Vortex. But Vortex might be asleep. It's only one person. It's The Rock. Ask me this. I want to know. I want to know one question, Rock. If it's really you, why haven't you challenged your cousin at WrestleMania? Okay. Invitations are going out, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's also the Trinity. And if you want to come on, Blinded, you're allowed to come on. I know you're probably busy. But a lot of it's really repeat. I wasn't talking shit. I wasn't on anybody's stream talking shit. Oh, I think it's Tony. He was? So it's definitely somebody in the DM group. I think it's Tony. Yeah. So it's not Tony then. If he's in Tony's chat. Somebody in the DM group. It's definitely somebody in the group. Okay, but I'm going to get you. Come in, George. I sent the link. Okay. If it's not Tony, I always saw Tony and George in that stream. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna talk about this. It's about time. And they waited too long. They waited too long. Marvel Studios. Hey George, I
But
know it's somebody in the group chat.
yo, like this person, so like I just got off like streaming with Tony, and this person was literally in the chat when like we were kind of like taking shots at The Rock.
It's definitely somebody. Okay, then I know it's somebody in the group chat. So what?
Because like this was so like this person was just watching Tony's stream because like they were
He
just
knows.
basically like
I know. I know you guys are shitting on him. Or Supply and Brill shitting on The Rock. I know. I know. It's easy to shit on The Rock right now. Man, don't. Man, he has more money than all of us combined, so he wins. So, okay. Let's talk about the Marvel stuff. So, as you know, Marvel's actually went all the way to federal district court, to issue a subpoena to compel Reddit to identify individuals responsible in leaking the Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania script on Marvel Studios. Spoilers, okay? They went to Reddit, and it actually went to court. And in Marvel Studios, that Reddit, they pretty much that Reddit that everybody uses to find out Marvel spoilers. They basically deleted everything. Basically went out in the day because they know they could lose this easily. And it's about time somebody did something about that. They're I don't know if that's a contributing factor to this. I don't know if the script leaking is a contribute. You're challenging Google too. I don't know. Actually, I don't. Oh, I don't know if that's a contributing factor to the box office bomb of. I know it is. I know it is. Brian Braille. I know it's you. To the box office, the catastrophe bomb, not bomb of Ant-Man. I don't know if we could blame them for that. That sort of sounds like it sounds like that's what they're implying. I know I'm in your stream. I know. That sounds like they're implying that that's the reason why the movie was not a success. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Degrassi? Do you think that's what Marvel's thinking there? That they blame Reddit for leaking the transcript of the subtitles and blaming that for, well, let's be honest, it's a box office failure. It failed at the box office.
It's a flop.
It's a flop. There we go.
It's a flop.
Is that what you guys think? You think that Marvel's using that, or they're just like, we're tired of everything being spoiled?
I think they're taking their anger out on these like leakers. I mean, look, the leaking isn't cool. It shouldn't be happening. But like as like we were just talking about on like Tony's stream, like there are controlled leaks out there, but again, someone basically has gone beyond controlled leaks.
You know what it is? You know when you get leaks out there, you know how that works. Yeah, they say somebody. Oh, I know somebody who has. I know somebody that knows what's going on with the whole Marvel Studios or DC, whatever. I know the plan is. There it is. You know what? That person that they get their information from obviously works with the studio. It's inside. It's not in. It's not. I think it's like. It's not exactly insider trade. You know, that's definitely illegal. But you know my point, right? It's like there's somebody from the inside that's giving all this information to these so-called leakers. Okay, somebody from the inside. And to me, these studios, they need to hire investigators. They probably do to investigate people within their studios, giving these leaks and stuff, and having the stuff getting out there, because it's not from the outside; it's from the inside. I'm sorry, but it's from the inside. Like that's how most things work, man. Everything comes from the inside, really. Then it gets outside. From the inside, it goes outside. Like that's what basically that's what I think. Where do you guys think? I know, blind bro. I know. More rock.
Oh my.
More rock.
Morag.
So what do you guys think about this?
I mean, Tony was kind of talking about it. I was listening to him and George talk about it. I feel like this is them knowing that they have a problem, going after the mods to get information, to put pressure on them. But I don't think they're going to do anything. I think this is them basically trying to make an example for the leakers. Because that leak, remember what I told you, the ending of Ant-Man, and then it wasn't
They had
true?
to change it. They had to seen it. They had to change this. They had to change the ending the month before.
Right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, by doing this, that means it confirms that there was an original ending, right? Because that was only a rumor.
Yeah.
Right. So, and a lot of people said the script, like they were like, well, the script is probably real, but they didn't know after the movie. I mean, this happened like a month ago now. This was like the beginning of February when this leaked. So,
The thing, yes, it was. I remember. The thing is, where that leak came from, the subtitles, whatever, for the Ant-Man, the original ending.
right.
Who gave it to the leakers in the first place? It has. I'm just saying, it has to be something from the inside. It doesn't come from the outside. Somebody from the inside.
Yeah, someone
There's
from
people
the
from the
inside,
insiders
obviously.
all doing this. Yeah. So, Disney, all the studios, they have to do their due diligence with their own company. I'm sorry, do it, because you have people leaking stuff out. I mean, this is bad, but it's even worse when you have people in your own studios doing the stuff, leaking it all out in the first place. They're the ones doing it.
The thing is, I feel like this one, they want to be cracking down on this if Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumanium was a better movie and did better in the box office. Because I remember like there were crazy leaks about Spider-Man No Way Home, and some of them landed up being true, but because No Way Home got good reviews from critics and made a ton of money.
It almost made $2 billion.
Yeah, because like it made so much
nothing,
money and got good
nothing.
reviews from critics and audiences, I think they let it slide. And that's kind of what I was
think this
getting
was
at.
going to happen regardless if the movie was successful or
Are they
not.
blaming this? Are they blaming the leakers on the view how MCU is where they are right now? What state? Like, because no, the MCU and
I don't think they're blaming the leakers. I think Marvel has already had a problem with leaks before, right?
Here's the thing.
I know they leaked Endgame.
Even if all, let's just say,
They leak
even if
all Marvel movies get leaked.
Even if all of Phase 4 and Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumanium, even if all these movies were well received and was making killer money at the box office, they have a leaking problem just in general. I made a weird comparison on Tony's stream about like crossing the border and all that, but because here's the thing: if you let one person do something, it doesn't even have to be the border. If you let one incident slide, like if you let one leak cross that boundary and you let it slide, then you're opening the door to let a bunch of leaks just get thrown out.
I have a question to Grassy for you guys too. Say you're working in Marvel Studios, DC Studios, and you know all these plans, for each movie, for how they want the sagas to go in, and say you get let go. Then you get let go, and you know everything. And maybe you're just going, and
I would leak everything. I'll leak everything to hell and back.
Is there a legal way to? I know you would
probably sue me or some shit. But
is there?
If they
can they do that? Because my time is trying hello. We think she worked with Marvel Studios, but
I think she did. I think she still works at Marvel Studios or works at a company that works with Marvel Studios.
Well, there's the thing. If they want to go out, if they're going after Reddit, they should go after her too.
I think eventually they're gonna go after her. I think they're gonna go after because. I mean, right now her leaks, like she has. I mean, I don't want to say she's gotten things wrong, but like she's always said like, oh, the reason. Well, I have to re-explain this because this is how she caught herself and how we know what job or department she's in, is because do you remember when she said Deadpool and Boulder the Brave and all these characters were going to be in Multiverse of Madness? So what happened was there was a leak that it wasn't a leak, but I think it was in concept art. We actually saw those characters, right? And so the writer said that they were only in concept art, so they were never in the script. So that would imply that My Time to Shine, the only way she knew about this was through the concept art. So she had to have seen the concept art to even say something like that, right? So, and I think that's also why some of her leaks are not like super consistent, is because she's looking at concept art and making assumptions.
And that's not her Reddit. They use her as a source. It's not her Reddit.
No, who are you talking
But
about? My Time to Shine?
yeah, the one they're going after. That's not her. I mean, they should go after her if
I know
she's.
they're okay, so like what happened was the mods posted the leak, and then then basically they took it down because I think it got, like a copyright issue, right? Because people were like, oh shit, like this is the actual movie, right? And so the mods were like, oh fuck, we can't have this on here, because usually a lot of the times like it's like secondhand information. It's never like an actual document that came from Disney, right? So that was one of the reasons why they took it down. But I didn't realize it would like blow up to this proportion where it looks like the person who leaked it to the mods were actually working at Disney, right? And so they had this information, right? I don't know who would deal with closed captions or subtitles, but I mean, that seems like not a lot of people would work in that department, right?
Yes. I mean, they just have to do their due diligence within their own company, because it's people from the it's all from the inside.
I mean, Marvel's never going to stop leaks. That's the problem, right?
No.
Like they kind of. I was saying in Tony's chat, I was like, they're kind of the reason why there's so many like leakers and scoopers is because everybody wants to know like, oh, what is going on with Marvel in terms of like the movie industry, like what characters they're going to use next and such. So I feel like they're kind of responsible because they play into that, right? Like they listen to what the fans are saying, right? That's why we got Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange, right? Is because they listen to the fans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a rumor going around. I'm not sure if you heard this. This is on the DC League subreddit, where someone is saying that a rumor about Superman appearing in Black Adam was the reason why Henry Cavill came back, is because The Rock got scared and he heard about this rumor that wasn't true. And then they were like, well, because it's a rumor, now everybody believes it. And people asked him at Comic-Con that now they were going to put Henry Cavill in the movie. So that's a new rumor that's coming around that I don't know. And also, too, apparently, remember when people were saying, oh, Henry Cavill was going to appear at San Diego Comic-Con? Do you remember that back in July? Yes, I remember
that.
So apparently that was bullshit. That Deadline got a tip, an anonymous tip that was 100% bullshit, maybe a troll tip. No one really knows, but they published that information even though it was bullshit, and that's what started the rumor. So it was never true until that rumor started.
You know what's happening with journalism these days? Even with these trades, they're getting worse and worse. They're just putting out there without investigating, doing their due diligence, doing their stuff. You just get it out there, get it talking.
Well, I don't think it was a foreign contract work because the document was for English closed captions.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's usually like I think some screenings of the movie does do that where you can watch it with closed captions on. But I think that's kind of like not every theater has that. It's like mostly for people who are deaf, right?
What's What do you think of the chances they're gonna come back? Marvel spoilers, Reddit. They're gonna try to come
Oh,
back.
the mods. I was telling Tony and George, the mods went to another subreddit. I don't remember which one. They said that they're going to come back.
I think that's kind of stupid for them to say right away they're coming back. They should have waited for like this whole thing to cool off.
It's gonna be. It's
Well, I
hard
don't
to
because there's a lot of mods there. I know what Tony was saying. Tony was saying that, probably not a good look, right? Because then they might target that subreddit. But I think it was other mods who are not involved, right? Because you have to remember, there was a bunch of mods on Marvel Studios spoilers. So, I mean, that's probably why is like some low ranking mod said that and it wasn't true. Because there was already another spoiler Marvel Reddit. There's like 3 of them, right? So now those subreddits are like, well, which one's going to be the official one? Because the main Marvel Studio subreddit, which is one of the worst subreddits ever, period. That's why everybody goes to the spoiler subreddit, is because it's not as toxic. Like, I've gotten banned from the main Marvel Studio subreddit because apparently what I posted was a spoiler, even though it really wasn't a spoiler.
What was it?
A long time ago, back in Daredevil season 2, when it premiered, basically I watched it and then I was like, oh wait, if they kill Elektra, that means they can't have Bullseye kill Elektra, right? So then I asked the question. I was like, oh, so does Daredevil season 2 imply we're not going to get things from the comics? And apparently the mod was like, oh fuck, that's a spoiler and you can't be posting spoilers. And then like I apologized. I was like, okay, whatever. But then he just permanently banned me.
That's not a spoiler. That's a question.
It was like in vague intentionally. It was supposed to be vague intentionally, but like, you know, that's why people hate that subreddit, because the mods are like, anything is a spoiler for them, right? If the movie hasn't been released for like years, it's considered like a spoiler. Like even for Ant-Man right now, yeah, there's still spoilers up.
That's how strict they are.
Yeah, the subreddit is garbage. Like, it's one of the worst subreddits. It's full of people who will, like, if you disagree with them, they'll downvote you. Like, everywhere on Reddit, everybody knows about the Marvel Studios subreddit and how bad it is. I wouldn't go there. If you really want to talk about Marvel stuff, go to the spoiler subreddit if they bring it back.
Yeah, Tony, if you want to come on, you know, they could come on. But yeah, I guarantee you, if Ant-Man, this is all they finally had enough for, like,
Well, I think that sub, you know what's kind of crazy, because I sent you that other post on Reddit. That was insane, where it was like, basically Marvel Studios, the subreddit, the users had a war with Jeff Loveness because he did a AMA, that's what it's called, right? Like a questionnaire.
A Q&A, basically, yeah.
And basically what happened was it became like a shit show where people were like dunking on him and were like saying how like bad the movie was and how like pissed off they were. And so there was like some drama going on in the subreddit. And this was only like a week before all of this stuff went down now. Because like everybody, the thing is, like, the Marvel Studios subreddit is a little bit more critical of Marvel. Like they don't like praise everything, right? While the main Marvel Studio subreddit, they praise everything, right? Like you can't criticize Marvel on that subreddit. And so
yeah, her stance.
There were some crazy things that people were saying to him, though. I was like, you can't go back now and read it. You can only read the subreddit drama thread. And yeah, I was like, I didn't know all this shit was happening, to be honest. I only looked at later on in the evening. But yeah. What happened to George?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
You were listening to you.
I was listening to what you were saying.
Get your butt. Who cares about PS5? Get on here, Tony.
I was going to play PS5 because I want to go to bed soon. I have to go back to writing the stuff.
Yeah, there's not a lot of topics to talk about, so it'll probably be a short one. because there's not a lot of entertainment news today. I mean, there's some big news, but not a lot of entertainment news, like a lot of stuff in general. Yeah,
Right.
they're probably. I'm gonna say people like this be spoiled. Some people don't. Right? Sometimes.
Well, I'm always confused by that because people look up all these spoilers, but then when there's like a major thing that confirms everything, right? Then everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it." But it's like for months and months, like we've known about what the movie is, but yet people like
Mhm.
don't want to actually look at leaks. So I'm always confused by that. Like it's either you don't look at leaks at all, no matter how far in advance, or you just look at all of it, right? Or like or you can draw the line at some point, right? Like if you don't want to read the entire script, I can understand that, right? But like some people in that when that document leaked, no one really could read the document, right? That's another thing that I was telling George and Tony, right? The document is out of order, and you don't actually know which characters are talking, right? You just can read the dialogue. So so most people had to kind of read most of it and then give a summary in the comments, and so that's where people figured out the ending, right? Because the ending it was actually in the middle of the document, and the ending was like
Yeah,
the midway point, right? So it was very confusing. And the post credit scene, they now we know that a post credit scene was cut from the movie with Casey going to form the Young Avengers because that's what the post credit scene was about.
they had, so what movies can do something like that? They have to now, like because
They're a mess right now.
they should have. I know they should have. Look, they didn't want the ending to come out. They should have kept that ending. If they want, they should have kept that ending. If they want to make Kang this threat, they should have kept that ending.
Well, I think now we know what was being said is true because the rumor was they changed the ending because the audience found it too similar to the previous Ant-Man movie,
Oh, that's
so that's why
true.
they changed it.
That's true.
That's why the ending makes no sense. Like if you when you
What
watch the movie, it just doesn't make sense.
is Loki to come back and warn the Avengers? Because they all think he's dead.
I think Loki will come back.
Yeah. Remember, this is 2012 version Loki.
Right. But he's more like 2012 Loki with the knowledge of what happens to Loki in the main MCU.
Yeah, he does. Well, he does. Yeah, because they show him. They show him in
Yeah.
Loki season 1 what's supposed to happen to him, and yeah, yeah, it's true. Because they kind of have. I mean, they really need to release Secret Invasion, right? Just give us a release date.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, what's going on with Secret Invasion?
Because I think they're going to delay it to put more movies in. Because
No, but
I really think if the Avengers movies, like both two writers that have been like super criticized, right?
Jeff
in the
Loveland for
last,
sure.
right? I feel like if both of those movies don't reach the heights of Infinity War and Endgame, like, and let's say they're like middling, they're like really bad reviews, I think at that point the MCU would be dead. I don't think anything could save the MCU at that point. Not even X-Men.
I do think there's fatigue with it too.
Yeah, I think there's fatigue too. I think some people are. Another subreddit that I go on is the box office.
I think what happened was a lot of people checked out after Endgame. What happened was, I mean, 2020, not 2000. The pandemic
Right.
really hit it hard, especially Marvel. They really hit Marvel hard because a lot of stuff was supposed to come in 2020, but a lot of stuff came out 2021. Like so many, I don't know, like so much stuff came out 2021. I think it made people fatigued really, really quickly because they keep pushing stuff out. They burn people out with so much stuff coming out. You burn people out faster that way.
Yeah, I mean Tony was also saying too it could be Disney Plus is causing fatigue.
Yeah, yeah. I think Steve or Tony, but Tony. See, if they're getting Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans back, that's desperation. But I do think they'll come back for at least
I
one or two
think
films.
I mean I think the more you look into Marvel, you kind of realize that
They kind of need them.
they, like they definitely need them, but I think they already knew that they needed them for a long time. It's just that they were like they didn't want to recast. I think the biggest
They
problem was that they didn't recast. They should have just recast.
they don't have a
Get new people to play the characters and just have them be around. Like I don't see what's the problem with that. Like we do that with James Bond. Like James Bond is a character who just gets recast. But apparently like we can't do that with Iron Man and Captain America. But yet there's recasting in the MCU already for minor
Yeah.
roles. So like do people really care all that much if a role is recast?
I
I
think
don't
she wants her. I think she wants a movie, and it's probably be like her last hurrah because I think she's getting a Black Widow treatment. She's gonna be in a couple more things,
know. Yeah.
and then he'll have maybe she'll have her movie and it'll be like the Black Widow treatment. And it'll be her last.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, and Degrassi saying they also do that with Batman and Superman, which is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that was their
Personally,
biggest mistake.
the MCU, the face of Marvel has always been really Spider-Man, and mostly X-Men
And Hulk.
and Hawk. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And they
the
got Tom.
Trinity was Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk before
Mhm.
the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's move on. It's talk. I mean, we kind of talked about this yesterday, but we got more information about season 2 and 3 of, and about Last of Us 2.
Right.
But so,
Well,
what are your
they've been
thoughts?
saying what we were saying for
Yeah.
ever since the show started. If you've played the game, you would say the exact same thing that they just said. It's only people who didn't play the second game don't really know how long that game is. It's like basically 25 to 30 hours. So
Hmm.
if you do the math, then you would need 2 seasons because a season is like basically 10 hours long, right? So if
Yeah.
you cut the gameplay, you're left with 20 hours, so that's 10 hours per season.
Yeah. It's smart. It's smart. And yeah, it beat out House of Dragons.
Mhm.
Dragons
Probably
viewership,
beat out
but
the Oscars too.
yeah, well, yeah. Twice it beat out House of Dragons finale by twice as much apparently. House, right? I think that's what it said.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Eight
that's pretty
point two.
impressive.
Yeah, 8.2 million watched watch the finale. That's a lot. That's double. That's double than House of the Dragon.
Right.
Hey Anthony, how are you, buddy?
Oh, what's up, Anthony?
Yeah, so I'm excited. I mean, we have to wait 2 years for that. 2 years for that,
Mhm.
obviously. If, they confirmed Bella Ramsey is coming back. Obviously, they confirmed that.
Yeah, I mean that. I think maybe that's the only part where I'm curious to see what they do because I mean she is the same age as Ellie in the second game, but she looks like
Yeah,
she's 14. So
yeah. I think there was no question about it. No question about it that was happening. Uh,
mhm.
let's move on to Little Mermaid. Then we're gonna end it because it's gonna be a short one. So you saw the Little Mermaid trailer?
I did see parts of
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
So I thought it was okay.
it looked a little bit better. Like, well, here's the thing: it did finally address the one concern I had, which was like, is this going to be a colorful film? Like, is like the underwater scenes going to be dull, like Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? And
Mhm.
it looks like the underwater scenes look more colorful. It looks more bright.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I thought.
I don't know. I'm more on the like side where I didn't like the trailer. I thought it didn't look very good.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
I mean, I'm still not impressed, but it's like it looks better.
I thought what came before looked better than what we had, especially when
Mhm.
that crab started talking and
The
why
crab,
is the
well,
crab in the water and
the crab
all types
design
of
still
bullshit.
looks bad. I still don't like that crab design.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why they. I just cannot like this talking animal shit. The real life animals talking. It's just weird.
Well.
Mhm.
The thing is, it looks good in Jungle Book, but again, like the animation and style in Jungle Book looked a lot better.
Yeah, but it looked a little bit more cartoony. I kind of just don't like it when they go like super realistic looking. Like it's like, well, the fucking crab and this one, it's like, well, like it. I don't know. It just feels weird. You're like, this is a crab and it's talking in a Jamaican accent. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh man.
You know what I'm dreading when Disney decides to remake that Robin Hood film where
Oh
Robin Hood's a
God.
fox. Like that's gonna be like on a cat's cringe level.
That might go straight to Disney Plus.
Oh man,
Mhm.
that's gonna still be awful evil either
Cause,
way.
cause I'm surprised they haven't announced that. Maybe they have. Degrassi can tell us if they did. Cause, yeah, I'm surprised by that one.
I don't know. To me, I think they should be focusing on remaking Disney animated movies in live action that weren't that big when they were animated. Like
Hmm.
Treasure Planet, I think could actually work really well in live action.
Hmm.
I think Black Cauldron could probably work a lot better in live action. But again, they're going for the popular ones that don't need to go to live action because they want their money. They want those
Mhm.
brands.
Well, I think they were gonna do this regardless. Like they need. I mean, we keep saying this, but like I feel like Disney is in a creative rut right now where all they have are these massive IPs that make so much money and they're all beloved, but they don't know what to do. Like they don't know how to make something new that people will like. I think that's like the biggest problem with Hollywood right now is like there's only so many IPs that you can milk that are like
Yeah.
super popular and make a lot of money. And I think we're going to get to the point where now they're going to go to bottom of the barrel, and then people are going to be like, "Do we really need that? Like, I didn't like that movie or whatever." So I just think this is going to end eventually, like maybe in another 5 to 7 years. Um, we'll start to see them get like super desperate. I'm under the belief that eventually we will see live action Pixar movies.
Oh my! That
I think that's going to happen.
I will flip out if they do that. I really will. No, like the thing is, they're not even creative enough to make sequels to what they already have.
Right.
Like the thing is like you like it's one thing to like make a sequel to something that's been around for a while. Like I mean, I get it. You have de- direct to video sequels for like Lion King, for Aladdin, but if you made like actual sequels to those movies, that's one thing. But if you're just gonna like remake them in live action, that's just telling me you don't really have creativity.
Well,
And I know that, and I know there was an era where Disney was trying to make sequels to their animated stuff, like Jungle Book 2,
right.
Return to Neverland, and yeah, those weren't good. But that was also an era of Disney where like that was like the end of the Michael Eisner era, where things were going downhill after they were going up.
Mhm.
So like
Hmm.
it's possible like if you take the time and with better creative heads to make good sequels to some of these movies. But the thing is like they don't even want to do that.
Because it's a risk. I think it's too much of a risk. Um, oh,
The,
look,
the
Degrassi saying the new P Dragon and Robin Hood are animated
Animated
series.
series.
And he says Robin Hood is getting the same treatment as the original P Dragon. animated legacy sequels of sorts. So I guess that's 2 different projects.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know, like people talk about how like downhill like Marvel's going. I think it's a Disney problem in of itself. It's not
Yes,
even
it
a Marvel
is.
problem. It's a Disney problem.
So it
Because like
is a Disney
I'm
problem.
seeing it with like other Disney brands. Like the animated movies aren't as good as they were like in the 2010s. Like 2010s, they were giving good stuff, but in like last few years, it's like nothing's really stood out.
Oh, yeah,
Star Wars, Star Wars was kind of struggling to begin with.
right.
Even
Yeah.
like Pixar, like I'm not saying Pixar's made bad movies, but they haven't made memorable movies
Mm-mm.
Right.
like
Well,
in the
guys,
last few years.
I'm going to end it here. It's going to be a short one anyway. Let you get some sleep, whatever. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Plug
Right.
yourself, George, and bye.
Okay, you can find me at the George. I just recently did a review on Scream 6. I plan on reviewing the first Shazam sometime this week before Fury of the Gods. And I'm gonna try to do a stream on Wednesday, more so about the topic of Marvel being on the decline, and also addressing the rumors of James Gunn directing Superman Legacy. So it'll be mainly 2 topics, but I think that's enough to warrant a pretty good stream. But yeah, I'm gonna put my channel in the chat.
All right, Blind.
Yeah, I'm still doing that Lasso stream on Sunday because I had to delay it. I have a community post tab now, so if you are subscribed to my channel, you should get.
Yeah, you got 100
community.
subs, I think, so I
Yeah.
think get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so do
so
that,
I
guys.
did post that. So yeah, now we can talk about the finale because, there's a lot of thoughts. I'm seeing like some mixed reactions, but overall positive reactions. So, and obviously we're going to be talking about what could be in the 3rd game, which I have a couple ideas of what they could do.
Yeah, so thank you, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and take care, guys.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Guys.